It's a tough one. I mean, it's not as tough as real work. It's not like that. But pulling yourself through that process, keeping going every day, waking up and sitting at that computer when you know you're out of ideas and you have nothing to say, and yet you're just going to force yourself to sit there until something comes. Sometimes that works. Sometimes, like recently in this last script, I couldn't find a solution. And I just was very tired, so I got up and laid down and had a nap. But just as I was lying there, I asked myself the question about the character: how should I solve this? And as I was about to go to sleep, I found the answer. And I woke up and I ran back. So sometimes you just need to take your mind off it. It doesn't mean you have to go away for a month, but just take your mind off it and be open to allowing the subconscious to guide you. So I think I'm too much of a control freak to do that all the time. I should do it more often. I should allow the characters to speak to me when I'm not ready to listen, and they just come in and go, oh, because that's when I usually do my best work. When the characters are just, I've asked a question of the characters, they're not answering, and then when you don't expect it, you get the voice in your ear, and then you run down and write that down. When I've written something, I don't often know why I've written it. For example, in Crash, we hadn't planned to do the scene that Matt Dillon saves Tandy Newton in the car. That wasn't planned. And Bobby was off writing something downstairs, coming up with some notes, and I thought of this scene. It just came to me, and I wrote it, and I called him up and said, Bobby, read this. And he said, Paul, it makes no sense. Why would she's about to die in the car, why wouldn't she allow this man to save her? And I go, yeah, it makes no sense, and it's exactly right. And then later he came to go, yes, I see what you mean. But sometimes you just have to allow yourself to write things that don't make sense, because for some reason it makes sense to the characters, and I guess there was a great dignity this woman had, and she was choosing at that moment between that dignity and her life, and that her dignity was more important. So, as I say, sometimes characters don't act in their own best interest, and those can be very powerful moments. So allowing yourself to find those moments, and not be swayed from telling them that way. That's the best part. I love that. That's the best part for me.